Hello, welcome to Litfest! This is Nairobi Litfest Mtaa Narratives edition. So the NBO Litfest is a gathering of writers, thinkers, artists, poets, all sorts of people involved in the creative industries. And the main kind of distinguishing thing about this festival is that it is anchored in public libraries. So we take all this programming and we put it in public libraries to be accessible to everyone. It was also free.
Oh, what a wonderful question. Yes, libraries were an essential part of my childhood, the formation of my identity, my love of literature. I started using the library as soon as my mother got me a library card. I think I was about 7 or 8 years old. It was much, much later when I became exposed to the work of Pan-African writers, of Black writers, Black conscious writers, feminist writers. That awakening is probably what allowed for me to become a writer, you know. So I think before I am a writer, I am a reader. You know, I'm a lover of books, I'm a lover of words.
Celebrate local stories, celebrate stories that see the people in that space.
It's really important for community, first of all for preservation, like preserving our culture, you know, and then to keep it going, like to keep our stories alive, they have to be told. So I think it's really important.
So I feel it's really key and extremely important to give this kind of knowledge to kids, especially when it comes to books, because I feel books really help build a child's mind and develop a child's mind more than anything, really.
Well, it's culture. It's culture, and it's social. You know, you come to the festival, you meet lots of people that you might admire that you would never get to meet.
These literary festivals are an amazing opportunity at two levels. One, for artists themselves to meet, but also for audiences to meet artists, because in that audience you'll find there's a potential artist, somebody who's always wanted to write, I don't know, to sing, to do, but they just need to meet an artist to get the courage to do what is in them. So it's a wonderful networking opportunity, but it's also a seed that gives birth to new cultural productions.
I mean, writing and literature does not exist in isolation. It speaks to, through, with, about other art forms constantly. I mean, you see a very direct link between, you know, film adaptations of novels, but in other ways, I mean, we, as writers, we work across mediums. You know, I work with musicians, I work with filmmakers, I work with fashion designers, I work with dancers and choreographers, I work with theater makers, you know. So the ability to write, having an ability with language is like having a passport, it's like having a visa that allows you to enter all these other creative spaces.
I like how welcoming it's been. So this is the first festival. Well, it's not the first, but this is the first time I'm arriving and you're welcoming me with a book.
The atmosphere at this festival is so high energy, it's contagious. The kids are excited, they're making the authors excited.
So the atmosphere at this Litfest has been lit.
You know, it might sound like an exaggeration if I say that I never imagined that a day would come when you would have a festival called Mtaa Narratives, because these were always ideas of being and belonging and being Kenyan and, you know, identifying yourself as Kenyan. These were always frowned upon. You know, the city I grew up in, the city I was born in and brought up in, did not think of this as credible or legitimate identities. So the fact that you can have a theme of this kind for me is maybe almost revolutionary. It may not be to other people in terms of generation, but speaking for my generation as Kenya marks 60, I mean, wow.
Ukiingia Twitter, automatically utafollow wasi wa Kenya. Kenya on Twitter ndio first body na wanaongea language gani? Wanaongea Shen. Wanaongea language yenye mimi na wewe tuna understand. So ikafika place yenye tunaweza toa conversation Twitter na tulete places kama hapa. Ni narrative like tunaongea language yetu na tunasema stories zetu na language yetu. It sounds so sweet unlike we tell in our foreign language.
I have had such a wonderful time. I'm just so grateful that the Book Bank have created such a space